Hey guys, in this quick video, I'm just going to be talking about the value ladder and that whole concept. And then we'll be breaking down the value ladder on Fiverr and off Fiverr. But before we dive into that, I just want to quickly cover what a value ladder is and then some small details beyond that. So what is a value ladder? Well, basically, it's a way to structure your business that appeals to your target audience at every point in their buying process. Now, if you're not familiar with the typical buying process that a customer goes through, it looks something like this. So basically, this whole thing is describing what a typical customer goes through when they need something. So it all begins with a need or a pain point, and that's where this need recognition comes in. And in just a few minutes, I will break down also each type of customer, because each one of these points in here represents a different kind of customer. So initially, during their first bits of research, they may not even know they have a problem. So they're going to be unaware right in here. And then they're going to begin looking for more information, right? And then, of course, as they become more aware of the types of information and the types of things that they're looking at, then, of course, they're going to start comparing different sites or different product manufacturers or different service providers. It may be a number of things. And then once they're at this point in the process of making a purchase decision, then they're going to go ahead and start asking, who do I want to purchase with, right? Now that you have all these options of people, you're really breaking down who's the best provider, who's going to give me the best service, who's going to give me the best price, what's going to be the best value, etc. And then, of course, after you purchase, you go on to your post-purchase behaviors. Maybe that's sharing on social media. Maybe that's telling a friend or family member about your experience. Maybe it's leaving a review. There may be a number of things in this stage, in this step of the process. So that I just wanted to break down quickly for you, because this is important when we are breaking down our value ladder, because each step of our value ladder represents a different step in this process. So quickly, let's just go back over here to the drawing pad, and I'm going to break this down for you. So basically, in case you don't know already, let's just say let's just use this as our value ladder. Now, as we move along, the price is going to increase, and also our value is going to increase as well. So with that being said, as we start out, you might want to start it with a freebie offer. And this could be any number of things. It could be, if you have a blog, it may be a lead magnet where it's just a quick PDF or a free worksheet or, a printable. It may be any number of things that you want to give away for free, just to show people what your quality is, what you're all about, what your message is, what you have to offer them. And obviously, you're just giving them a little bit more information in that freebie. And this is a great place to start out with anyone, right? Especially for cold traffic, people who don't know you, like you, or trust you yet. So that's what a freebie offer is good for. Now, you're going to have something that's $5 to $20 here, right? And you could even go up to 50, I suppose, but you want a low front end offer for people. This is going to be your point where you begin to qualify buyers at this stage, right? So one big thing, who cares if you have a list of 10,000 freebie seekers, right? What you really want are the people who are willing to pull out their wallets and spend money with you, because that's how you're going to build your business. So this is a low front end offer. And of course, this is also why Fiverr works so great, right? Because Fiverr knows, let's just get people in the door for $5. Once they've spent $5, it's easier to get them to spend $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $100, $1,000 with you, right? So that's why Fiverr works so well. And this is also why I recommend, when you're just starting out on Fiverr, leave your packages, like set your packages starting at $5, because that's a perfect low front end offer. Now, when you are doing other offers off of Fiverr, maybe you have your own website and you want to sell your own products, a good place to start would be maybe like the $7 range, and anything up to around the $19.95 or $20 range. Now, moving on from here, you're going to have something that's, let's say, $30 to $100. And then we're going to move up from there, say $200 to $1,000. And then you can keep moving up, if you have, and ideally, this is what you want to have. Ideally, we want to go even further here. And we want to go up to 5,000, 10,000. And you're going to offer something like a coaching program or consulting or, one-on-one type of thing where you're giving them personal customized service, or, something that's, you're going above and beyond. Maybe it's a special event that you're hosting, or maybe it's a week-long camp or something like that, but you're giving excellent value. And at every point here, you are actually speaking to a different type of customer. And what that means is, let me see if I can make this smaller for you guys. There we go. Okay. So what that means is, at this freebie point, these are people that don't know you at all, right? These are people that maybe they don't know you, but it's a low enough price point that they're willing to give you a try. And then over here, you have people that want to learn even more from you, because they've seen that you've given them great value for a low price point. They want to learn more. They want to spend more with you. They want to get to know you better, get to know your solutions, etc. And then obviously you're going to keep walking them up and keep walking them up, right? And you may have, a step in between these two, right? So how many steps you have is not as important as making sure that you actually have a value ladder built out and you have those offerings. Because let's say, that you have a website, maybe you're selling services, maybe you're selling marketing services or whatever, and you start out at, let's just say like $250 a month, right? That's a decent price point. So instead of just having one package and having people go, you either buy this $250 or you buy nothing, why not offer them something else? Go, well, if you don't want that package, we also offer a $500 package, or we also offer a $1,000 package if you don't want to do any of it and you want us to take care of all of it, or whatever. So having these packages speaks to different types of customers. Now, let's go into that for a moment. Let's get that out of the way. So what I mean by that, and we've touched on this just a little bit, but let's touch on it even more, is you're going to have people that, again, the cold traffic. People that don't know you, they don't know if they like you, they don't know if they trust you, they're strangers, right? So you want to offer something free or a very low end product just to be able to get them in the door, show them your value. Now, these are people that may be completely unaware, right? We would call these unaware. Sorry, that's really messy. People that are unaware. And they may or may not be, they may not know that they have a problem yet, right? Because every product, every service starts with a problem, right? So, maybe you want longer hair, maybe you want to run a better business, you want to learn how to grow your business, you want to learn how you can make more money online in your free time, whatever it may be. It all starts usually with a problem. Now, if someone is not aware that they have a problem, then you need to educate them on why they may need your product or service in the first place, right? So that's why a freebie offer can be really good. You're educating them. They may be problem aware, which we could still be in the cold category, but now they're at least aware that there's a problem that needs to be solved. So that's the next place, right? And then we move on and they become, as they continue on the journey and learn more information, they become solution aware. Right? And usually somewhere in between these two places, they usually become brand aware. But that's if, you're really good at your branding and they've become familiar with you. Then, of course, once they're solution aware, they become product aware. And we would call these people like the hot buyers or hot prospects, because they've gotten to know you a little bit. They at least are educated with you. No one becomes product aware without reading up on the product, on the service, on the company. So they've at least read from you. They're at least familiar with who you are by that point. Now, why does this matter? Well, because as people go through your value ladder, it's going to be easier and easier for them to buy these higher ticket items. So as people become more solution aware, then they're going to go, I see what the problem is now, right? The problem is I don't have enough traffic in my business, or the problem is I don't have a value ladder built out for my business, or the problem is I don't even have a sales funnel for my business, whatever it may be. So those are, you first have to become problem aware, and then you're going to become solution aware, and then product aware. And as you become more and more aware, and as the customer becomes more aware of you, your offerings, your company, it becomes easier to sell those higher ticket items that we see over here. So that is the value ladder in a very brief nutshell. I hope that has helped laid it out in a way that you guys understand why you want a value ladder in the first place, because why you want it is because you're speaking to different customer types at each step of the way, right? And the ideal thing that we want is we want to speak to those hyper buyers. And a hyper buyer is someone that goes through the entire funnel, our entire funnel, and buys every single product that we have. That is like our ideal customer, and that's what we want. Now, it's going to be a very low percentage of all the people that end up going through your funnel. You're going to have a lower percentage of hyper buyers, obviously. But the hyper buyers are typically the people that make you most of your money, right? It's that 80-20 rule. So 20% of your customers end up making you 80% of your money. And another great thing about the value ladder is that obviously even when they get your freebie, they're opting into your email list. Now, in another course, we'll talk later about segmenting that list down so that you get higher conversions when marketing to them. But the point is, you're at least getting them on your list so that you can remarket to them again. And the reason that's so important is because it's way easier and cheaper to market to an existing customer than it is to market to a brand new prospect. So once we already have their email address, that allows us to contact them daily or, every other day and be able to reach out to them and keep explaining more of our service and also offer more value to them. So that way they go, oh yeah, I remember them. They provided me some great information on XYZ. I think I'm going to go back, take a look at their website, and maybe they end up buying the next time. So that is why the value ladder is so important. It's basically helping you utilize and leverage every step of your business. It's basically leaving no stone unturned so that you're squeezing out every single bit of juice at every step of the way. And not only that, this is the best way to give your customers value because you're not overwhelming them all at once. I don't know how many times I've gone to certain bloggers' websites, and what they like to do for some reason is they like to package things like all together and give you just like a huge bundle of information, and they just sell it for one low flat rate. And I'm like, there's two things that are wrong with that. Actually, there's more than two things wrong with that, but let's just start with two. Number one, they're missing out on so much money in growing their business because you're offering people so much value for just a little bit of money. So that's the first thing that's wrong with that. The second thing that's wrong with that is that you're giving them you're literally drowning them in information, and there's no way that they're going to be able to take action on all of that information and actually see it as valuable for that low flat rate. So what people take action on, what they actually follow through on way better is when you give it to them in steps. Now, that doesn't mean that our value ladder is giving people the same information in steps, right? But what it is doing is maybe this freebie gives them a taste of what's going to be in this $5 or $10 course or package, right? And then whatever's going to be in this $5 or $10 package, maybe that's just the beginning step of more steps that they can take in this advanced training over here, right? So the other thing that I want to mention is that you never want to sell the same item twice in your value ladder. That's a really bad thing to do. And I've seen that happen quite a few times in certain niches. Health and fitness, that can happen sometimes where, people will sell like a cookbook and then they're trying to sell another kind of cookbook here. It can work sometimes if the topics are different enough. Like maybe you're selling a smoothie cookbook up front and then you want to sell how to gain weight or how to lose weight. That would work, but you don't want to sell two of the same types of things like, smoothies to lose weight and then, protein bars to lose weight or something like that. It's just not going to sell as well. So you want to keep in mind when you're creating your offers for your value ladder and you're planning all of this out, make sure that each one of these things will give your customer value in and of itself. They don't have to go on to buy the $5 course to get value out of this freebie offer. They don't have to buy the $30 course to get value out of this $5 or $10, $20 offer, right? So each one of these things has to be able to work on its own, but you do want to package them in a way where it encourages the customer to want to buy the next product. So, and we would call that the hole in the bucket method. Basically, you're selling them a bucket, but the bucket has a really small hole. So you got to sell them the thing to patch it up with, right? and then you're selling them the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But so that is the value ladder in and of in a brief nutshell. I hope that has been helpful for you. In the next video, we're going to break down how the value ladder works on Fiverr, and then some of the ways that you can utilize that off Fiverr as well. So stick with me in the next video and we will break down some examples of the value ladder.